Truth in the building right there. Featuring Felix Almanzar, SW. So look, I came on to find out what just happened. Just now, alright, JF. Yo, JF, you know, I was riding around today, and for a while now, I've been wondering, is there something about bread for white people? Like, if you riding around in New York City, right? You know, wherever you walking around, whatever you're doing, right? In the morning times, white people be online for bread. Like just all kinds of bread, like bagels, croissants. They got this one store that they got a special invention called a cronut. Something called cronuts. And they be online for this shit like it's free, yo. It's gotta be something to that. Cause like I've never seen and they be serious about it. Like I didn't see, you know, like I thought it was about to go to fisticuffs. Especially like during the pandemic when people was really. But yeah, that's something I got to do, some type of survey where I can figure that out. I was just thinking about that today. Like, damn, what the hell is going on with this shit? Like, what is? Is it like in the Bible or something? Maya. But yeah, though, today, right? I'm on 43rd Street, going from west to east. And when I get to 9th Avenue, some says, JoJo Dancer, shift over to 42nd Street. Just out of the blue, son, shift over to 42nd Street right here. So I shift over to 42nd Street, and as I'm crossing 8th Avenue, I hear a sound that you can't, like the sound is so big you can't put, I couldn't put a direction on it. Like, you know how you hear a car crash, like, alright, came from that way, or you hear gunshots, came from over there. And it was like a length of time, I couldn't, you know, like it was something where I'm like, yo, what? I'm thinking, look, I'm thinking, freedom, so you know what it is. That's what I'm saying. Look, I didn't even bother finding out what it is. I didn't ask police or nothing. I just kept it moving. But I hear the sound, right? So I'm like, damn. You know, it's like some shit where I'm looking up, like, what the fuck? As far as Elijah had enough and they attacked him, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, I'm thinking, damn, you know, I'm still not a stakeholder. Y'all couldn't let me know y'all was going to be getting busy today. Just give me a heads up, stay out the area. What kind of shit is that? I didn't know what it was, so as I'm still, it's like one of the things where I'm looking around, and I'm wondering why nobody else is looking around. The cop gets out of his car. He comes over. He's like, yo, you heard that? So I'm like, you know, yeah, you know, so now I know the shit is serious. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't know what it is. So then I go up 8th Avenue, and as I'm going up 8th Avenue, the smoke is coming out, and fire trucks is coming from everywhere. Police is coming out. Like they just the tape is not even up yet. Like just you know you can smell whatever it is. I don't know what happened, but freedom. What happened? Something blew up, G. Something blew up, and I'm telling you, if I didn't shift over, I would have been, if I would have stayed on 43rd Street, I would have been right there at that time. I would have been right there when whatever it was. But freedom, what happened? There's a video of people running in Times Square. I mean, I would suppose so. Anybody got hurt? Like, what happened? You just sort of, well, look, I'm gonna go ahead. That's what I said. I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they gotta have some coverage on that. Oh, manhole cover explosion. That's like, look, I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh man. Just a little bit. Tourists run for their lives. Pedestrians were seen fleeing the bustling tourist hub just before 7 p.m. They heard a loud blast as fire officials responded to 3 manhole fires nearby. The entrapped fires led to elevated levels of carbon monoxide. Confused tourists ran for their lives as the Big Apple battles a surge in crime. See, what does this have to do with crime? Like, why you gotta... See, that's that white supremacy. That's got nothing to do with this. So I guess nobody got hurt. Let's see. Yeah, FDNY did not reveal the reason for the manhole explosions, but officials found elevated carbon monoxide levels at 229 West 43rd Street after the blast. So I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that's between Broadway. That's between Broadway and 8th. And like I said, I'm coming across 8th. I'm coming across 8th as I hear it, but on 42nd because I shifted over. Wild stuff. But you know, I know for a second that probably had people, or you know what I'm saying. People probably was thinking all types of stuff. Like with everything that's going on right now, I know that had people's minds a little bit. Yeah, you missed that. I just barely missed being in an explosion today over in Times Square. I just happened to shift over from 43rd to 42nd, and then it was an explosion on 43rd. Fortunately, I had a voice that kept telling me, JoJo Dancer, go over to 42nd Street, JoJo Dancer. And we was wondering, yeah, I don't know, maybe Don Bishop knows. Is there something in the Bible? Is there something in the Bible about white people and bread? We're trying to figure out why they line up every morning. They get online and just buy all different types of bread. Bagels, croissants. Shit's like shit's like when new Jordans come out or something. But every morning. Oh, that's what it is. It's the body of Christ. Can't call it. But it's it's something like black people and chicken. Do you know that's how isolated I was as a, like, I wouldn't say isolated, but just how segregated my life was, that I didn't know white people ate fried chicken. Like, I know you might see them, you know, at like Kentucky Fried Chicken or something for a novelty, but I didn't know they made it like at their house and shit. And I didn't see a white person eating watermelon until the 2000s. Like just straight watermelon. Like I seen them eat like a fruit salad and stuff like that. But I never seen them eat watermelon until the 2000s. Yeah, I don't know. It's just certain things. I don't really, I don't really, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, uh, it's the rice and the beans that you get is pretty much the same everywhere. But see, over here, rice and beans is a particular, it's a particular dish. They call it Hoppin' Johns. Or they used to call it that. Nah, I seen him eat. I seen him. You know, white people doing barbecue, but just fried chicken at the house. I just can't picture that. Some things like sugar cane. I don't know if I ever. I don't know if I ever. I can't recall a time where I seen like a white person just eating straight sugar cane. But that's that's a product too of just where I used to live at. You know what I mean? There was no white people around, and like the couple that it was, they was totally immersed in our culture. So you know, if I was in Florida or Texas, oh yeah. Now look, I've been places where like, look, I tell people that all the time. Saying New York, you got like, a lot of white people you see around here. They the same white people that you see on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the actual same people. But when you go around the rest of America, it's different kind of white people. They see those cats from that murdered Ahmaud Arbery. We don't got people like that in New York City. You see those towns that you talking about, those particular towns in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, they don't got like Anderson Coopers down there. It might be one or two, but that's not the. Is anybody here? Is anybody on here from LA? You got a question I'm wanting to ask? Right, Abdul Rahman said I didn't see white people until I was like 14. Yeah, that's true. Like if they wasn't the teachers, the police, or like the potato chip man or something like that, you just really just didn't see them. You in love a lot. All right, now what's your physical degree, FDJ Beats? JF said they did, but quiet as cat burglars. Yeah, that's what whatever. You right about that. The the same attitudes exist, but just they express it in a more refined manner. You talking about in the gas station, VC Realm? I think I saw that. So FDJ Beats, the reason I asked you how old you are because like it's these old school cats, right? That they the gangsters from like they like in the 80s. Probably you see them the most and shit, right? And they got this way where they be moving around like robotically with their chest poked out. Like they be moving. What is that about? Like I never. Why they why are they moving like that? Snoop used to do it a little bit when he came out too. That's nah. They not dancing though. They just be like they be talking. Like sometimes they got the gun and everything, and but just the way they moving, you know. Why they what is it? I mean, I'm sure it's something like it's probably something they doing, but I just don't. I don't know what it is. That's why I always wanted to ask somebody from LA what that was about. You know, look, JF, JF. Now, my own guess is that got something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I was thinking too is maybe it's like they saying they invincible. You know what I mean? Like they robotic in the way they coming at you. You know what I mean? So FDJB said that's a good question. So you notice what I'm talking about too, though. Then you noticed that too. FDJ said I see. Yeah, I always wondered what that was about. I think of a lot of questions like that during the day, but I just don't, be running into people that I think know. Christopher Good said, I'm for promoted 30 minutes from Los Angeles. I don't have a clue what you're building on. So, what's your physical degree? Cause these guys is a little bit older. Like these guys was around like in the like like the 80s. I can't say. I just know I started seeing them around uh the mid 80s, late 80s. Yeah, so yeah, you never seen the guys they be moving around like they robotic. Like even some of they poses, like when they be posing, they be posed like this. Yeah, right. Yeah, when they had the Jerry curls and all that. That's when they was doing that. Sharon Love said they was pop locking. I mean, it could be, but I'm saying these cats was gangster. These cats was gangster. I don't know if they was. I don't know if that was the type of dance that they was doing. Yes, I was on 43rd. I was on 43rd, and when I got to Ninth, I shifted over to 42nd. you heard the explosion too? VC Rod talking about just missed getting bombed. Yeah, that sound was bugged out, man. The far and Elijah was attacking for a minute or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of the things, you know. And then, yeah, I don't know how far I went. I'm just trying to, if you was right there, it was like you couldn't tell where it came from. Like, this shit sounded all over it. It's crazy. Divine intervention. Listen, this is what I always got to say. You know, this is my, I guess, kind of question to divine intervention is, if you got all this power to intervene, why you let me go down that street in the first place? Why why you had me in that area, knowing me? You know, you should know better than that. People always ask that. You know, what about when you get in a situation that you can't help yourself? You know, how you get out of those situations without God? No, I got into those situations with God. He's so big and bad. Why you let me get in that situation? You could have pressed the button 30 minutes ago, and then you wouldn't have to save me. Like, what is this? This just a game you playing? You just playing a game? You know? Let me see if I scared a nigga insane. Is this just a game you playing? I never. JS said they referenced crime in the article, so nobody noticed the MTA blew some shit up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, they gonna have to get down to the nitty gritty. Up in Yonkers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's so many different things. That's another thing about divine intervention is, you know, he intervenes on behalf of some pretty uh, trivial things, you know, on balance with everything that's being dealt with in reality. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he tends to intervene at a high level at sporting events. I don't know if I've ever seen a championship won where you know, points cats didn't point out his intervention. You know, when people already got a lot of money, he tends to intervene a lot to give them even more money. he's good with that. But not so good with intervening into random violence that kills children. He's not too keen on that. He just made that bullet curve over there. Said God asked a question to the youth and he started fidgeting. But people was not used to face-to-face interaction now. That's why a lot of people actually hide behind, kind of a bad attitude. You know what I mean? The no filter people. That's kind of just a shield for socially inept people. So I think you got a lot of things, uh, it's making people bug out right now. Like, first of all, a lot of people was already bugged. But you know the difference? See, when you get to the city, it's different from in the olden days. But if somebody's crazy, right, you live on a farm where, say you live on 125th Street, the next people live on 120th Street. So all the crazy stuff that you're doing, it's your family that you're around. So that kind of, limits what you do, and it, causes people to have more understanding for you. But see, you take those same people and you move them up to, New York, and you send them out on the block, we looking at them like, yo, what's wrong with your cousin, man? he's, you understand what I'm saying? And then, also, for the person who might be a little bit disturbed, now you're around all these people that exacerbates your situation. Like, whatever is your situation in New York, you're gonna find somebody that press your buttons. That's I don't know about other cities, but in New York, if you don't have a situation, you're gonna find somebody here to press your buttons. Yeah, JF, that's true too. It does seem like fighting is starting to come back. It does appear that fighting, you know, uh, just in terms of people having to you know speak to each other respectfully. like it is starting to be a difference. Like, you know, people don't catch eye contact with you as much. But just certain things, like, yeah, it's getting a little UFC out there. I mean, of course, you know, that's one of them things. See, the problem with that is once you start, and then you start to, you know, get the psychopaths that, you know, the disrespect is no longer the point. The violence is the point. So that's when shit gets out of hand. But, you know, for me personally, yeah, you know, I think you know, I think it is time for the no filter people to learn that speaking is an action. You gotta move your mouth. You burn a certain amount of calories just talking. Injustice is a penalty or reward for one's deeds and actions. See, if something is going wrong, right, and you speak up to stop that, that was an action that you did. It could have been, you know, consequences, positive or negative, for you speaking up like that. So it's the same thing, you know, as you talking to people, man, you know, people keep saying, yo, you know, it's just, you know, words, you know, why you letting these words, like, listen, man, because, see, the difference, I'm going to tell you the difference now from before is people feel like they got to speak, like we don't have to speak. But people feel now like, now we have to have these discussions, you know, and everyone's voice needs to be heard. You have to hear me. I'm from the time where, look, man, if we ain't got nothing, if we ain't got anything good to say, you just go your way, I go my way. As they showed us in preschool, in kindergarten. Back then, you never got in trouble for fighting. You had to fight in like some place that you got to get up and just start scrapping during the test or something like that. But like, you know, you're in recess and start tussling, the teachers tell you, look, you go play over there, you go play over there. See, now people be feeling like, nah, they, you know, they gotta, so, you know, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Uh, CERN love, sim love, do you think that, uh, like, at least for the people that's around right now, for the people that's been raised on social media, do you think there's a chance for them, you know, to ever, uh, you know, be able to communicate on that level, you know, because, you know, even with like a lot of the beefs that be now, they seem to stem from social media. Like it's not like, yo, this dude, you know, he tried to expand into the stores where I'm scamming at. I got certain stores where I'm scamming. He tried to expand. I mean, that could be what's going on. But a lot of times it's just, people were saying shit to each other on social media, and then they saw each other in real life. Like that, looking at it that way kind of explains the phenomenon now that the springtime is more popping than the end of the summer now. Like late July and August is when it should be bad. The Conscious Daughters? Nah, I don't recall them. But yeah, though, tomorrow we're gonna, we're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna do an update. I don't know if that's gonna be a peon report or what, but we're gonna have to do a little update on. We're gonna have to do an update on, the SOS situation. When you say old school West Coast, what's old school? But yeah, it's just an update, but you know because we still haven't we still haven't heard anything. That's a little bit late '80s, early '90s. Now I don't recall them, but yeah, so you think this generation, you you think this generation, uh, they won't. I mean, they could be forced to. Like if something just happened with the technology where things, like how Planet of the Apes, society ended up regressing. Nah, I mean, like, what? Name one of their records. Yeah, but you know, yeah, I don't know. We gotta do an update. Well, I gotta do an update. You know what I mean? It may not be interesting. You know what I'm saying, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Abdul Rahman said it's our time now. Uh, you said, what makes one qualified to be a part of these meetings? Is it only social equality for a select few, or is it for a select few for the common cause? Yeah, I mean, you know, CITV, I don't want to put it that way because their white supremacy won't make them understand that. But, see, the qualifications, right, the way I'm looking at it is that we all got to know each other. We all got to know each other, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily, you know, even if it's a time, whatever, like, people, you know, I may not know every individual, but we got to basically know each other, because what I'm saying is we voting on something, right, that's going to affect everybody, you know, really in the present, past, and future. Right? You make a decision that destroy everything Allah built, and then now he's faded into history like a whole bunch of other people that rounded up a few rebels, and then they faded into history. You know what I mean? It affected people that's here now. It's going to affect the people that's yet to come. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you run for dog catcher, right, where you making decisions, like you the people, like when people run for president, when people run for Congress, you the person that's gonna be voting on things that's gonna affect all of us. We need to know who you are. And when you run for president, they want to know who your wife is. They want to know what your religion is. They want to know if you take drugs. That's just, you know what I'm saying? The people in Congress, they have a first day of each Congress with you know, all the rookies, they come in, they got a certain picture they take. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain things, even though sometimes it's looked at as negative, but motherfuckers got friends on the Republican side where it's like, you know, boom, I could deal with them on that level, even though, you know, our principles is different. Because I could deal with them on that level, the few principles that we have together, we can accomplish something on that. But if you don't even know the person, that's what I'm saying. Like, if a person run for dog catcher, right? You want to know what school he went to, what kind of education he got, what kind of job you had before this, what's your experience. So we gotta know each other. It's the same thing if you just a voter. You gotta register for that. They gotta know who you are. You gotta be in good standing, right? If you've been in jail, now you're not in good standing to be voting. Like I'm saying, if you're dealing with people that never knew 120, if you're dealing with people that don't know the history and the significance of things, if you're dealing with people that don't know the non-negotiables, all of that's supposed to be eliminated. So that's why it's certain people where it's like, okay, even if I disagree with you on this topic, right? I can, I'm still a witness that you would best know it. As opposed to people, making decisions about things based upon how they feel in the moment, and they've never actually had live experience with whatever is the thing they making decision on. So for me, you know, that's the that's the that's the qualification, man, that I would like to see. You know what I mean? Because, first of all, it makes things more decisive. See, the fork in the road is staying at the fork in the road is never the answer. There's that story about the three dudes and the rich man. The rich man gave them all some money, and the one dude, as soon as he got the money, he went out and partied all his money up. And the other dude, he went out and invested his money, flipped it. And the other dude, he dug a hole and buried his money to save it. And then when the rich man came back, he congratulated the guy that invested it. And the dude that wasted his money, he gave him some more money. You learn your lesson now. But the dude that buried the money and ain't do nothing with it, took it back. Can't just be having people that nobody knows making decisions. You know what I mean? When decision time is there, right? That's not education time. Like if we talking about a topic and I gotta go all the way back, I gotta go all the way back to a point and fill you in on every single thing, then you haven't been concerned about this all this time. If you just come into a situation, right, where a decision has to be made and you gotta be filled in on all the facts and all the history, then you haven't been concerned with this. Why? How are you here to make a decision on it now? Class in Mecca is Mondays and Tuesdays at 7, Thursdays at 7, Saturdays at 1. And see, that's one of the things I don't like about that Zoom call format. The two things I don't like about it is, one is, you make it even more difficult to get participation because, it's even with this channel, it's the double-edged sword of it. That if you could build, if you could see it right there, what's the point? Now, there's a lot of people that I've been having problems with, and those are the people that's what they think. Then why I need to go to New York? I hear you talking right there. Nah, that's not how it works. You gotta come down. And then the other problem is it elevates everybody up, you know what I mean, where it's people that's talking that, you know, it's clear they don't know what they're talking about, but, you know, now you got this forum and this social media where, you know, let this person get a chance to talk, and, you know, we gotta be here listening for 30 minutes to this person talking about something that don't even pertain to, you know, I don't like that about that format. Yeah, anybody can show up to the classes, even though, uh, you know, recently I started telling people, they see, every time somebody come over here and you can see they need medication, don't send them to the class. I don't want to deal with them either. Crown Stone. Hey, I got a question. I got another question. Because I don't know if this was a federal thing or a state thing. But in New York, the cops are not obligated to read you your Miranda rights anymore. Does is that uh, nationwide, or is that just in New York? Mujahid X? Nah, I don't know him. I can't think of anybody named X that I know off the top of my head. Yeah, now I was thinking, uh, maybe that's the problem with the young cat snitching. Is that, you know, they're not reading them the rights, so they don't know that they have the right to remain silent. NYPD also no longer need college credit requirement. Yeah, they've been relaxing. They've been relaxing that for years. But oh, they was, oh yeah, nah. I mean, so you gotta tell me they 5% name. You know what I mean, or whatever. When they was coming amongst us, what was their name? Because I'm not gonna know them by their Muslim name. Mujahid. See, me personally, just in my history, right, I was instructed to stay away from the mosque. You know, I didn't have the right personality. I didn't have the right personality, so they told me to stay away from it. Yeah, but they right there. The mosque, I was told, get the women out the mosque. Yeah, they used to say that at the church, the mosque, etc., etc. Yeah, but that's a different time. I wouldn't advise that now. That's not exactly the church. The church they was talking about didn't have praise dancing. It said Allah wanted the men to return to the mosque for discipline. No. Allah said if you didn't have discipline, then you need to go to the mosque because they can teach it to you. But he didn't say for us to return to the mosque for discipline. Like for instance, if you was addicted to dope, you couldn't get off, you didn't have that discipline, go to the mosque. Because that was in particular a big part of Elijah Muhammad's program, was to correct people off a lot of negativity that they just had been raised on the whole time they was in America and didn't really know no other life, didn't know their own self. You see what I'm saying? So for those that didn't have the discipline, like going to mosque. You know what I'm saying? You know, and see, like, in the mosque, you know what I mean, when you under the restrictive law or whatever, they got certain punishments for you in there. Right? See, out here, you just gotta know your lessons. They see if shit gets fucked up with your family, right? It ain't no imam or no minister to go to try to work this shit out. When you go and teach, right? There's no person in the upper chamber that you could refer to. So if you don't have the discipline, you know what I'm saying, in the way of life to be on point, you know what I'm saying, to handle all them things without somebody having to tell you to do it or penalize you, then you gotta go somewhere else. Have I ever prescribed the mosque for anyone? I mean, probably at least once a month. Abdul Rahman said in the mosque we don't deal with the madness. Yeah. You know, we have people that we have to run away from us. We have people that we have to run away from us because they think they could do that. They think that they could come around us and do all the stuff that they're not allowed to do in the mosque. It's one thing to say we're not under the restrictive law, you know, but it's another thing to just be like, alright, you know, this is the reason why you're over here. You know, it's not exactly what we do. What's your general orders? To become and remain civilized and to you know, be on point on all 6 planes, meaning front, back, left, right, up and down. Student Minister Arthur. You talking about Arthur X? You said it's 12 general orders? For who? Who's Arthur Muhammad? He was under Abdul Hafiz Muhammad. Who's Hafiz? Is that the brother that returned? How do the 5% not know the general orders? We mean the general orders of the NOI? I told you what our general orders is. Our general orders is to become and remain civilized. Yeah, Hafiz. Yeah, I think I've met him before. Like, me and him did. Was his name Justice? Or something like that at one time? Like, I didn't meet him then, but me and him had a when I met him, you know, that was a part of his but think I might have met him back when it was a Muslim restaurant over there on 148th Street in St. Nicholas. But you said the 12 general orders? Nah, I don't. How fees came from the 5%. I mean, you gotta remember, we the supplier of we the supplier of the top ranks of every nation. If you look at the top ranks of every nation, you see people who spend some time amongst us. Yeah, but other than that, we don't have any, other than, well, there's rules to everything. But I'm saying, our general orders is to become and remain civilized. Oh, you talking about that Elijah Muhammad put you on your post stuff? Nah, 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 nah. We don't know. I mean, I've heard it before, but that's not a part of our syllabus. See, like, here's the thing. For instance, you know, this right you put right here about uh, keeping always on alert, to walk my post in a perfect manner. You know, these things is included in the supreme mathematics. That's the first thing, man. Always do the knowledge. Caught a fade in what for not knowing my general orders? See, see, this is why you might not need to come to the school, Abdul Rahman. See, if you come in to teach me, it's not gonna work. What you could do, right, is you get you a class, right? See, we over on 126th Street and 7th Avenue. You get you a class over on 127th Street and 6th Avenue, and then you can teach the general orders over there. But the general orders have never been a part of our syllabus. And, much like I said before, I'm never concerned that I'm about to catch a UBD. just doesn't enter my mind. If I pull up where and don't know my general orders, I don't pull up freedom born years old. I'm not sure, you know, look, these are my pull-ups. This is the only pulling up I do right here. FOI. I mean, I see the FOI on 125th Street. That's the only pulling up I do. I don't, you know, I don't drop addies. I don't drop addies and pull up and all that. It's outside of my league right there. Yeah, therefore, I mean, I see them on 125th Street, but they know they teach what they teach, and I teach what I teach. I pulled up back in the day and I was studying general orders for like 6 months. I mean, I guess I can see what you're saying from, you know, if I try to put myself in your shoes, but you gotta remember I've been doing this since I was 15, so I never had no other set of rules like that. I never, you know, the, what do you call them again? The 12 general rules. You know, we go by the laws of supreme mathematics. Yeah, but if you're going by the laws of supreme mathematics, why you need the general rules? See, remember, all those rules and regulations is for people who never understood the message to the black man. Nah. You, I'm saying the people that need general orders, right? Well, let me ask you this. Who is supposed to be the leader? Who's the true leader of the NOI? Who's supposed to be the true leader according to Elijah Muhammad of the NOI right now? Elijah Muhammad can't be the true leader. There's no successor. Why is there supposed to be no successor? You said you grew up with a 5% dad. What's his name? Ron Do Allah from Southside Queens. No, a couple of Ron Do's from Queens. What if you talking about my man Ron Do? I ain't seen him in a minute. Yeah, now I don't know if he be out in Queens now, but yeah, he a brown seed. But Abdul Rahman, what is your understanding of why Elijah Muhammad is not supposed to have a successor? Yeah, I think I know Ron Do. He did like 10 behind that though, right? Hmm. Okay, cool. I do think I know him though. But back to the question about uh, why did Elijah Muhammad say that he wasn't gonna have a successor? Yeah, you said when you was 17, you was a junior FOI. You see that look, it depends on what you're saying right now. It's going to illustrate. It's going to illustrate what I'm saying. You said Elijah can't have no one in his footsteps. See, you didn't get the message. See, the message to the black man, you didn't understand it. That's why you need general orders. See, when a person bring you a message, no matter who the person is, if they bring you a message from somebody else, right, and you don't understand the message, then you gotta keep asking the messenger questions. Hey, what he told you that for? But he said me? He said right now? You gotta keep asking them questions because you don't understand the message. But see, if you understand the message, then you say, alright, thank you. Tell him I said peace. Then you go handle your business. So you taking away from the greatness of Elijah's teachings. When you don't realize that now you're supposed to be on your own after what you've been taught from Elijah, you're not supposed to need no more leaders. He came to do a job, right? Which is uplift the black man. He either did it or he didn't. So if he did it, then you're supposed to rise up and do what you're supposed to do. The 12 general orders and all that is supposed to have worked by now. And it's supposed to have created a society of men, women, and children, right, where that's just the way that they live. See, that's a difference. See, you said you was a junior FOI at 17, right? See, at 17, I knew 120 already. I was, I wouldn't say a master teacher, but I was on my way. I was, I didn't, have general orders. I was living my life, and the mathematics is the foundation of that. See, that's the part where I be saying that, the Muslims, they my brothers, man, but they not, the stuff they doing is straying away from Elijah's teachings. Where you going deeper into the search of some fucking Scientology and all, what the fuck you searching in there for? He told you who you is. You're looking there. You're looking your own self. See, he can take the people out the religion, but he can't take the religion out the people. I mean, listen, being wild and all that, that's one thing. But, see, now look, that's something that Supreme Man be talking about too, though. That, I can't really just say it was my personality or nothing about me, but because, during that time, to have knowledge was, you know, like dudes, uh, imitate whatever rappers they take. They making phone calls on the money. With the money, I mean, with the, the bands. At that time, the top rappers, is uh, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS One, all people that is, you know, uh, kicking knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So just the atmosphere that was around. People was, uh, you know, interested in being knowledgeable. Wait, you was Muslim and you was black? Or until you got in the mosque? Because I was about to say, I know that can't be. I know there has to be at least two. There has to be at least two general orders against that. It's got to be at least two. It's got to be at least two on that list. I mean, uh, you know, back in the days, you gotta remember that the blood is just not really my era, so I don't, know a huge amount of them like that. You know what I mean? And then the ones that I do, I don't really know their business like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the hood Muslim is, yeah, that's a like a whole person that existed, like a, would you say, like a kind of archetype. Like there was people that, what I'm saying, was around, like they was Muslim, but they was doing, you know, uh, like they didn't eat pork, but you didn't hear them talking about the Quran. You know what I'm saying? And they did, everything in the street everybody else was doing. So you had that, but per se, you know, being a blood, that's like a big step. You said the petition, I posted as a comment, there's a petition to get the nation seen as a religion. Oh yeah, I seen her about that. Listen, man. You know, they having a experience, Yeah, right. So you said you took the general orders and applied it to your life and shit started working out. Exactly. That's why you need the general orders. But yeah, but see, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, and it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. You know, yeah, there's people that get railroaded. It's all type of shit that happen. You know what I mean? But look, you know, to some degree, you gotta understand what you built. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm sure there's people that's in there just for defending their family or whatever. But you know, you gotta, you know, those are the times where it's like, alright, if it's really that important to you, then it's really that important to you to keep it on cap. It's really that important to you to just spend 30 minutes quoting it every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know, just you know, like I said, I understand. You know what I'm saying? You know, you in there, you know, just keeping, you know, connection, you know, all those things like that. But you know, for me personally, it wouldn't be worth it. I'd rather my degrees just get rusty. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it'll happen because, uh, you know, I'm me. So wherever I'm at, I'm gonna be teaching. You know what I'm saying? But just, you know, like a lot of stuff, you know, being able to congregate and all this, you know, because see, it's always a double edge to all these things. You know what I'm saying? You know, and maybe they already weighed it and judged it. But there's always a double edge to these things. See what I'm saying? Like, uh, you know, uh, say like a drug. See, how high that shit get you is how low that shit can take you. See, once you submit to that track of doing things, right? It goes both ways. And whatever it is that you're dealing with, man, it goes both ways. So if you could be granted something because you're a religion, you could have something taken away from you because you're a religion. Now there's some things, right, that when you deal with bureaucracy, right, when you deal with bureaucracy, that's when like you go to the DMV, right, and it says, well, let's not even test that particular question. let's you don't want to lose the channel, you know. Right now, it's that particular topic is bubbling too. But let's say when you fill out the application, it says like say if you get a New York license and it has which borough do you live in, right? It's only gonna have 5 choices there. because that's the bureaucracy. You understand what I'm saying? Or if it's let's say if it's asking you your race and there's a certain amount of boxes there, that's the bureaucracy. It's not that these are the categories you saying, but these are the only categories that we got. So, which one do you fit the neatest into or whatever. So in some places, like for instance, the brother right here is saying, uh, we considering it a culture, but in certain bureaucracies, they don't have a box for culture. You know, but that's something I don't know what maybe that's all this is. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not. It's not something I'll do. So yeah, I don't. These. I don't generally look into those things. I will say this much: I won't be signing it. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever the petition says, right? I don't know what your actual case says and what it's about. Like, is your case saying that you want to start a religious group in there based on our teachings? Or is it saying that you're declaring that this is a religion? Happened to bot took over Abdul Rahman? Yeah, peace to all the true and living behind enemy lines without question. Yeah, right, Smoke Dog. That's what exactly. What does the language say? And we know about legalese. See, they need to get with uh allow you justice. They need to get with allow you justice. See, that's what they got. The Office of Cultural Management. You know what I'm saying? And they that's one of the things that they doing is reaching out to the penitentiaries, right? And getting it set up where the brothers can have their little groups and they meetings and they meeting space and all of that based on this culture. You know what I'm saying? And the brothers is allow you justice in them is the Office of Cultural Affairs, I think they call it, is showing and demonstrating from the outside that this is a culture. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got this marked down as something else, but this is men, women, and children right here. You know, and these are some of our brothers that, you know, they got some learning to do, but they with us. You know, I know he got, you know, you know, he's got some positive response, like some things is already set up. But, you know, perhaps, you know, did Lottie Justice said he's coming by tomorrow? If I don't see him, I'll probably see, Large Mathematics, and, I ask him if he's seen that, and, see if he could reach out to them and help them out. It's at that time, though, man. I'm about to take this one down. Take this one down. Like I said, tomorrow, you know, we're going to go over some things about the school, you know what I mean? Uh, you know, I can't, you know, really call it why things, uh, you know, me and everything, you know, like I said, in terms of the SOS, you know, I'm at the school, you know, y'all see me all there all the time. You know what I'm saying? Doing the, you know, doing the classes, you know, working with the kids, everything. So, you know, if there's some type of urgent matter where, you know, because that's my understanding of SOS. Is that we talking about something that's extremely urgent, you know. And just the way some things is being characterized, I'm like, man, listen. So we're gonna, you know, go over some things about that because, you know, a lot of things ain't being manifested, even in terms of the situation. What it is, you know, that situation is already under consideration. And what I think is maybe some people don't understand or even know about the full proposal about what's supposed to go on with the work that does need to be done on the school. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're going to add on to that. And then, you know, we probably, you know, we'll just let that be the rant for tomorrow. And then we'll just move to question time. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to put the theme music back on here and sign off and say peace.